Hello, I am here with Moe Glenner. Moe is a speaker, author, president of Pure Workshops. Moe, what is Pure Workshops?
Well, Pure Workshops, we are the corporate creativity specialists. We get the most out of your corporation, your organization, your team's innovative potential.
I gather when growing up you didn't exactly expect to being a change management and business creativity authority. Tell me about your journey.
No, I didn't. Actually, my life would probably be the perfect example of change management. Started off, I wanted to be an engineer, and then I wanted to be an architect, and then I wanted to be a lawyer. Almost sounds like a rocket scientist, and I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a cowboy. You know, it just kind of progressed as I went through it, and with a fairly long career in logistics and supply chain, I was able to observe quite a bit of both good and bad change management, and here I am today.
I understand you're a pilot?
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
It actually started with another way of change management. I was scheduled on a commercial flight that was communicated to be canceled, and it wasn't. And I've always wanted to fly, and this was the proverbial kick in the pants. Hey, I can do this myself.
What business lessons can we take away from, or can we learn from flying?
Well, with flying, you're up there in the air. Weather's always changing. Things are always changing. So it's almost a living, constant change management, if you will, classroom setting. How you manage that, how you best manage that, that's actually a life or death scenario. Thankfully, most of the time in organizations, we don't have to worry about that life or death. But as a pilot, you know, takeoffs are optional, landings are mandatory.
Tell me about creativity for profitability.
Well, there's lots of courses and massive open online courses on creativity and innovation. As a matter of fact, innovation is used so widely it's almost lost its meaning. What creativity for profitability is actually accelerating that innovative potential, unleash that creativity within an organization, within a team, to get the most out of it. And ideas are actually the real corporate currency.
So why is this creativity training critically important in business today?
Well, business is all about life. Life is in perpetual motion. So if you're not moving forward, by definition, you're moving backwards. Status quo, same old, that just doesn't work. You're moving backwards. And the way you actually innovate is by creating ideas, by keeping that pipeline full. So creativity is absolutely critical to keeping that pipeline full. Keeping that pipeline full allows you to innovate, which allows you to move forward.
Everyone wants to know what the ROI, or the return on the investment, is and how it applies to creativity training.
Well, actually, that's a very important question. Certainly with any soft skill, it's sometimes very hard to actually quantify that. It's not like we're creating a new product and creating a new service that you can say, now that we've got this product, we've made X amount of dollars over whatever it costs us. But if you think about it, a lot of major companies have devoted quite a bit of resources to creativity training. It's not unusual to have a $20 return for every dollar spent for creativity training. And again, it enables the company to move forward, that next great idea, those next great ideas. That's what it's all about.
Explain the difference between radical and adaptive change and how they can or should coexist at the same time for maximum result potential.
Well, radical change is pretty much the same thing as reinventing the wheel. It's a brand new thing. No one's ever thought of it. No one's ever dreamed of it or fashioned it except you. You are the true innovator. It truly is something new. The innovative change is really more of the adaptive change is really more of, we've got the wheel already, but I'm going to make it better. So you're making tweaks, you're making certain changes, and for actual maximum results, the corporation and organization needs both of those. You need to be able to first be able to tweak, but you also need to be able to come up with that something truly new, not just new to you.
Tell me more about the value of an idea.
Well, really, the value of an idea is, you almost have to look at it in reverse. Like, what is the value of an idea that you don't communicate, that isn't realized? How would you even know? So an idea's value can actually be infinite, limitless. There really isn't any sort of boundary or parameter to that value of an idea.
Tell me more about generating ideas.
Well, obviously that's absolutely critical for everybody, whether it's personal, but more on the organization or the team, the corporation, if you will. If that pipeline isn't constantly generating new ideas, then that pool shallows out. And if you've got a shallow pool of ideas, you really aren't very viable.
I understand, if I'm understanding this correctly, you're a big advocate for thinking outside the box. Is that right?
Not exactly. I actually kind of cringe every time I hear thinking outside the box. It's so overused. Everyone says, oh, think outside the box, think outside the box. I'm more of forget the box completely. Boxes are implied limits, boundaries. For idea generation, no limits, no boundaries, no parameters.
So how do your workshops facilitate idea generation?
Well, actually, it's a mix between the creative principles, and there are a lot of creative principles. I like to think of my nifty 9, if you will. And that's everything from creating new perspectives to not judging ideas, just actually generating ideas, taking prudent risks. All of that is involved in the nifty 9. But we actually have some really fun and entertaining exercises that not only are informative, but actually very clearly illustrate the power of those principles and, of course, the barriers, why we have so much trouble actually doing them.
As I mentioned at the beginning, you're an author, and
Yes.
you wrote a book. Tell me about your book.
Selfish Altruism was actually a book that the words themselves are juxtaposed. They're almost opposites. How can you be selfish and altruistic at the same time? What it really comes down to is really better managing the change process. So whether it's from a personal side or whether it's from an organizational side, everything from what I call chains of change and personal return on investment. All those concepts are very easily applied and allow for a better and more effective change initiative.
How does your change management expertise play into corporate creativity?
Well, they're directly related. Usually when a company's trying to be creative, they want to change something, or they think they want to change something. But just acknowledging the fact that they have to go ahead and change something, now what do? You need the ideas, you need the creativity. One actually complements and is the direct result of the other.
Mo, if someone wanted to find out more information on corporate creativity, how can they find out more?
Well, for starters, they can go to our website, www.pureworkshops.com. They can find us on Twitter or on LinkedIn. The Twitter address is @pureworkshops. LinkedIn, just go ahead and type us in. If people want to find out more information about me and how I can help an organization with that, you can reach me on my website, www.moeglenner.com, on Twitter @Moe Glenner, and of course on LinkedIn.
He's a speaker, an author, pilot, and the founder of Pure Workshops. Mo, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome, TJ.